Welcome to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, transforming the way people think and work so their organizations can thrive. Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to our podcast. I'm Ed Kless, and with me today for the second time is Kamika Smith. Speaker, trainer, and award-winning entrepreneur, Cameka is all about growth and empowerment. She is the founder of the Boss Network, a professional women's organization that has received multiple accolades, including being listed a top 10 website for career and entrepreneurial women by Forbes magazine, and one of the best websites for entrepreneurs by Inc. magazine. Her passion for education prompted her to launch Boss on Campus, an initiative to develop the next generation of young leaders and entrepreneurs. Welcome back to the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast, Kamika Smith.
Hi, Ed. It's so good to be back. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. Well, last we talked, you were a speaker at Sage Summit, but now we're talking about a program that we're putting together here at Sage called the Sage Invest in Progress program. So tell us a little bit about your involvement with that.
Yeah. So, you're right. It's been a few years since we actually spoke. Last time we were at Sage Summit. And so over the years, we've just grown our relationship with Sage. And, the Boss Network is, all about, providing resources and opportunities for Black women in business and, being able to help them grow as successful entrepreneurs. And so, when we had this idea to launch our Boss Impact Fund, of course, we, reached out to Sage as one of our previous partners. And their amazing CEO, Steve Hare, was just very interested in the program and what we were trying to do to help Black women scale and grow their businesses. And so with that, the Invest in Progress grant program was born.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to this. I believe it's a total of a $10,000 grant. And then also there's quarterly education courses that are going to be available through your Boss University. Is that right?
Yeah. So what we decided on, we actually launched a $500,000 grant program over the next 3 years. And within that program, we will choose 25 women each year that will receive a $10,000 grant and then also a scholarship for 1 year to our Boss Business University. And that was really important for us, Ed, because we know that, in addition to funding, mentorship is one of the biggest areas where women of color lack support. And so we wanted to make sure that in addition to giving them, some capital and funding for their business, that we were able to actually guide them so they can, build scalable, growth aggressive companies and, survive beyond the pandemic. So, that was why we launched this Invest in Progress grant program.
And it includes some educational topics, and I do want to get to some of those as well, maybe give a little preview for folks of what they might be able to expect. But then also, as you said, I think the real key here is access to the networking community online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really important. So the Boss Network, we've been around for about 13 years now. We have over 200,000, women nationally within our organization. So, in addition to, having this access to capital, now these women will be able to be a part of a, community that really supports them. And so they have this ongoing support, ongoing access to, programs and different resources to help to make sure that they're successful. And so, like you said, we have the Boss Business University, and we'll have, monthly courses and trainings and workshops, along with all these other, opportunities that we'll be doing. These are going to be things that are really going to help them to, be able to, pitch possibly later if they're interested in pitching to a VC, because we know that, right now, less than 1% of minority women get access to capital through venture capitalist funding. And so, that number is just pretty alarming. But a lot of times, these entrepreneurs have great ideas, but they're just not prepared to pitch in front of investors. And so we want to just give them the tools that they need to be successful, whether they want to go the VC route or not.
Sure. And that's, one of the key challenges is that, hey, accounting is, for good or for bad, is the language of business. That's what people are when they look at and evaluate business, that's what they're going to evaluate at least a good part of it on, as well as the greatness of the idea, of course.
Yeah. And it's true. And that's why when we decided to create our courses with Sage for this program through our Boss Business University, we really wanted to make sure we focused on things that can really help them. So one of the courses is Up-Level Your Business Skills. And that's kind of like a fundamental, course that helps, with starting and running and managing a successful business. And then one of the ones we have also is finance and accounting for non-financial leaders, because we know there is strength in numbers and understanding your financial statements and also the money behind your business is imperative for long-term business success.
Yes, and I think with the other thing that comes with this, and this is where Sage is ponying up as well, is complimentary access to the Sage Business Cloud accounting software, which gets you along that path to getting the numbers right in the first place. But to also talk about some of the stuff that you do from a customer service and maybe even business strategy standpoint, I think that's a fascinating aspect as well.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things we know is that now, especially, living in a digital world, people have so much access to, businesses through, different online platforms, social media, marketplace platforms. And so, having stellar customer service is so important, and integral to, a business leader's success. And so making sure that we, give them the tools that they need to deliver, stellar customer service is so important. And then also, being able to master marketing their business in a digital world. We do have a lot of people that say, oh, I'm not really into social media. I really don't know how to utilize that for my business. But the reality is you don't have a choice. E-commerce sales have grown by 20%. And so right now people are shopping online. They're doing business online. The Amazons and the, other companies of the world have shown us that, e-commerce sales are huge to a business's success. And so we want to make sure that they have the tools so that they can, make sure their business is, able to compete in this digital marketing age.
Yeah, those have become absolute table stakes. Just to get a seat at the table, you really have to know at least something about social media, and then also customer service. People think that they can differentiate on that, which I guess they can if they really, really do it well. But you just got to do it at a base level really well in order to do anything now.
It's true, right? Because now people have the opportunity to go, do reviews. I mean, we all know if we're looking to purchase a product, the first thing I look at is the reviews. I want to know what other, consumers have said about this company. And so, with that being something that's readily available for businesses now, we want to make sure that we're, like you said, delivering, the best service that we can to our customers, at least on a baseline level, so that people, will want to come back and continue to do business with us.
Well, this has been great, Kamika. I also want to just mention that we are going to put a code in the description of this episode about the Boss Network, so you can join at a 20% off price.
It's actually 25% off with the code BOSSSAVES25 at thebossnetwork.org. And just to reiterate for those businesses that are looking to apply for this application with the grant application is open from now until February 25th. So they can visit bossimpactfund.com to apply if they are a Black female-led business. And so we really want to encourage everyone to apply for these grants.
But Kamika, we have an exit question that we ask all of our guests, and that is, who is a hero of yours and why are they a hero?
I would be remiss to say that, my mom is definitely my hero. I have a lot of other, sheroes and heroes that I look up to that have helped me in business. But, overall, like, she is definitely the person who I admire the most because she, worked really, really hard to make sure that all of her children, had a college education and that we, dream big beyond just, what we, came from and what we had in front of us. And so that really has given me the confidence as a business owner and as a leader to really step out there and do things in a state of excellence. So yeah, for sure, she's definitely my hero.
Well, lastly, Kamika, how can somebody contact you?
Yeah, so definitely follow us on social media at The Boss Network on all social platforms and visit thebossnetwork.org.
All right. Kamika Smith, founder of The Boss Network, thanks so much for being a guest once again on the Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.
Thank you so much, Ed.
Review and subscribe by searching your podcast player of choice for Sage Thought Leadership Podcast.